You're tuned in to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show with your host, myself, Sajdah Wendy Muhammad. I am a multi-million-dollar business developer. I have developed business and real estate around the world, and I want to share with you my mental strategies, my technical strategies, and how I made it in the world of business. So I don't teach theory. I tell you about my life and introduce you to people who can also share with you what they've done to become successful. This is a practical show. This ain't a theory show. You don't want to miss it. So stay tuned.
You belong to yourself. You're an independent people, created from the nation of free people. Yes, sir. You don't need to go nowhere but to yourself. Yes, sir. There will be a great separation. Yes, sir. So I said, it is on now.
The college is meant to prepare you for your future. That the time dictates that if we don't do something for ourselves as a people, we will be destroyed. And the aim of the enemy right now is to take us out.
We have God with us. We have Him as our guide. Yes, sir. We don't have to stand around here and ask the question, what must be done? Yes, sir. And let's go and do something. Yes, sir. We cannot sit down. We cannot lay down. Yes, sir. We must get up. Yes, sir. And go to work.
Do you know what real joy is in life? Visioning something and bringing it into reality. That's real joy. Do you know what the next step in joy is? Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity.
Tonight, you need to fasten your seatbelts. We're going to hear from some of the greatest minds in the world. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of trusting our future and the future of our children into the hands of those who don't love us. I believe we need to revitalize black leadership.
O Allah, guide me among those whom Thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom Thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom Thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever Thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what Thou hast judged. Surely Thou judgest, and none can judge against Thee, and he whom Thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art Thou, O Lord, and exalted be Thee above what they set up besides Thee. I bear witness, nothing deserved to be served besides Thee. And I bear witness that Muhammad is thy seventh and apostate. Amen.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who in my judgment is the master historian, taught us that of all our studies, history is the most attractive, and it is best qualified to reward the researcher. History is most attractive. Why should history be most attractive? Because history is the recorded time of the human family in its struggle to overcome obstacles. There is no life that is without struggle. The Holy Quran teaches us that man, meaning man and woman, is made to face difficulties. And after difficulty comes ease. But it is history that guides us through difficulty. For if you know how people who had difficulty yesterday got through, and if your difficulty is somewhat similar, then today we also can get through if we follow the guidance of history. This is why Carter G. Woodson and many of our black giants fought for black people to know our history. Because in not knowing our history, we don't have a guide. And without a guide, we are lost. No wonder the Bible...
Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. You're tuned in to the Sajdah Saturday Morning Coffee Talks, where we talk about life, love, and business. Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome to the Sajdah Saturday Morning Coffee Talks. Yep, that's right, where we talk about life, love, and business. And we got some juicy stuff to talk about today. How is everyone doing? What are you all drinking? I got me some K's decaf butter pecan coffee today. It's so rich and creamy. Y'all got to get you some K's coffee. She's one of our emerging new market leaders. You can find her on the Black Muslim Business Directory. Just an amazing sister, amazing brand. We've got some other opportunities that we're going to be offering for, put in the chat for me what you're drinking this morning. Virtue Magazine is offering special advertising discounts for Savior's Day for those of us in the Black Muslim Business Directory. So if you have a business, if you're an independent contractor, it would make sense that you take out an ad in Virtue Magazine for this upcoming Savior's Day edition. And so I'm going to send out this morning an e-blast to all of you on how you can take out that ad in Virtue Magazine for Savior's Day. But it makes sense if you are if you want to market to conscious people and work with people that are conscious Muslims, then do some advertising. All right, family. I'll see y'all in the chat. Today we're going to continue part 2 of liberating ourselves from overthinking. But we got some good content this week to be able to weave ourselves right on into that conversation. All right, y'all. We got a little snow, so I see people shoveling snow outside. It's not a lot, though. Yeah, so let's continue. We talked about why we overthink, how we overthink. So we're going to get into that today. I want you to keep this in mind throughout our conversation today. The devil cannot create. He can't. So he doesn't. He can only steal and destroy. So he has to steal your idea, my idea. He has to go to Africa and take all the artifacts and put them in their museums, steal the stuff and act like it's theirs, and then brainwash us into thinking that it's okay. It was just inspiration. And then the brainwashed become the brainwashers. And then we start doing what he do. We're going to dig into that. But I want you to keep that in mind. The devil cannot create. Okay? He can't, so he doesn't. He can only steal and destroy. All right, I see y'all in the chat. Sister Betty, good morning. Make sure everybody like and subscribe. Hit the super chat button. Go down there, hit the $sign, send something, cash app something, but like. Let's let YouTube know that they can't always discriminate against those of us of color and consciousness when it comes to these algorithms, because we bring our own people to the table and we like and love what we see. So make sure you like, and support by cash apping, $sign, Sajdah Enterprises, whatever you can spare, $5, $10, $50, $100, $100,000. But go ahead and send that in and make sure you join the mailing list. But like, hit that notification button and share this with somebody else. All right. Happy Saturday. Good morning, Mom. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Victor. I will be listening while traveling. Safe travels, dear brother. Regional Sky Girl, wa alaikum salam. I'm well, and I pray that you are too. Yes, ma'am. Listen, we woke up today. It's a lot of people that didn't get this blessing. A lot of people ain't here where we are today. So we're going to be grateful for where we are. Sister Betty says she's drinking coffee. Mom's got some hazelnut coffee. Sister Nubia Latifa says, morning salutations, Sister Sajdah and the Winner's Circle. Listening while on my mini stepper. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Get that circulation flowing. Get it going. Let's get healthy and stay healthy in 2024. A women's strength. Wa alaikum salam. Brother Marcus, welcome. Coffee cream, no sugar. Okay, Brother Marcus. Brother Stanley says, Assalamu alaikum. We return the greetings to Brother Stanley. Wa alaikum salam. Sandra D, hey girl. Wa alaikum salam, family. She says, Assalamu alaikum. I'm saying wa alaikum salam, family. She's drinking some French vanilla on the first 2024 Saturday. That's right, sis. You seen any of those baby planes lately that be hovering around your house? A women's strength says she got coffee. She said, come on, Sister Sajdah, working that tam. Look, I'm going to shut them down in 2024. I've been holding back, trying to be nice, trying not to do too much. But, you know, I grew up in a family of dressers. There was nobody that I know that could outdress my mother and father growing up. So I'm about to continue that legacy in 2024. Just get your popcorn, y'all. I'm telling you, watch and see. Brother Ronald, wa alaikum salam, sir. Brother Lamont, I pray you're feeling better, sir. Good morning and wa alaikum salam. Yes, yes. Brother Lamont said he got some water. Okay, y'all. So we were talking last week about overthinking. And wow, I was going into how overthinking has become such a habit, and how in pop culture, they make us think it's okay to overthink. It's like we on this hamster wheel and it's all right, it's all right. And what it is that the option of being creative don't even cross our mind, especially when it's something that we think is out of our control. We don't even think about being creative. We're too worried about getting a bad grade on the test. And I'm not talking about creatively doing something illegal, although this world has taught us to do that too. I'm not talking about creatively doing something unethical, although this world has taught us to do that too. It's just that when you and I do it, it becomes a big problem. And as conscious entrepreneurs, we ain't going down that road anyway. We make sure that we are on the right side of the law. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us. We're on the right side of morals. And as our brother Cat Williams said this week, it ain't but two sides. It's God's side and the other side. And we want to be on God's side. I remember when I stopped being in healthcare full time, and I got here to Chicago, and I started sleeping full nights. And I started feeling like my central nervous system was like relaxing. I started taking full breaths. What I realized was that, you know, we were so concerned about saving lives and doing the right thing about each and every person that came to us, we would just not sleep some nights. We would be on the phone. We'd be talking about it. We'd be in the office till 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Okay, we got somebody in today. What can we do? How can we help them? These people coming to us, they're our people. They look like our mothers, our fathers, our aunties, our uncles, our sisters, our brothers. So we just were all in trying to help and save. And with that blessing, we saved over 30,000 lives and limbs. And inshallah, new projects in the future to continue to do that kind of life-saving work. But that's how we got to be all in whatever it is that we do. We are not dark-skinned white people. We got to be nation building. We got to be thinking about generational wealth, and we got to stop picking up their habits. Our brother Cat Williams this week, he broke the internet on Club Shay Shay with brother Shannon Sharp. Why did he break the internet? Because he was on there telling his truth. That's all it was. He was telling his truth. And I think I'm a big proponent for all of us telling our truth. I'm not a proponent for us tearing down organizations or people. I'm talking about our organizations and people. But it's time for people to be exposed. Because so many of us are going through life. We're scared. We're on the hamster wheel. We're overthinking. We're stressed out. Why are we stressed out and worried? We're stressed out and worried because we're afraid to be creative. And what does this old white man's world say to us? Well, and we repeat it. We go, well, once it gets out there, it's out there. And once you say it, it belongs to somebody else. Really? See, this is what this devil has done all around the world, throughout Africa, taking artifacts. There's more ancient history about the original Black man and woman in Europe than there is in the cradle of civilization. Because they go there and go, let me get that off of you. Let me take that idea. And when we do that, this was the most egregious thing that I think Cat Williams pointed out, was people stealing one another's intellectual property. Now, y'all know me as a creative. I'm sensitive to that. And I get this all the time. People see what you do and then they copy it and then they try to do exactly like that. It's okay to get inspiration. I'm here for you to get inspiration off of me. I'm sure Cat Williams is here for you to get inspiration off of him. But you can't steal it and not give nobody credit. Don't stand up there and take my coffee talk or my Mind of an Entrepreneur show verbatim, boom, 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 and then you go and you do it and then pretend like it's yours. Come on, man, give credit where credit is due, because this is part of the brainwashing that Tom Burrell talked about. The brainwashed have become the brainwasher. So we stuck over here overthinking because nobody tells us you should create. See, what this white man has done is he says, I'm the creator, but he can't create. He can only steal and destroy. So what does he do? He goes around and takes everybody's stuff. And then what do? We try to be like him and we do the exact same thing. Listen, this is painful. It's hard. It's really hard when you got people crying on the internet like our sister Taraji about not getting paid for her craft. It's really painful when you go and make millions of dollars off of my idea and then you dump on me because you want to act like it's your stuff. I was working with a sister one time. We were doing some coaching. I came up with this concept called authenticity coaching. The authenticity coaching, and I call myself the authenticity coach. This was like back in the mid 2000s. And and it came from, this is where the authenticity stuff came from. I had just finished my certification and becoming a certified emotional intelligence coach. Okay. And so I learned a lot during that process. It was a very transformational process where I was inspired by the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in our study guide 18, Rising Above Emotions into the Thinking of God. I went from there into becoming a certified emotional intelligence coach. So I gained a lot of lessons from that. And then I wove into the authenticity brand sayings and things that I learned from my mother and from my grandmother and my father, things that I grew up with, because there was always these cliches and things like that. So I wove that in. I wove in my spirituality. Okay. I wove in my personality and my experiences. I had also started working with a money coach who was teaching me how to help people with money psychology and manifestation. So that's where a lot of these courses that you see me have, that's where it came from. But this class was designed to teach you to do that. And so I started working, and I got a certification in that, started working with people on that. And so I put all of that together and created the authenticity coach and the authenticity coaching. And people would go online and book me. You can still book me for authenticity coaching. And the whole idea was to help you own and monetize your authentic self. That was the whole goal of the coaching, whole goal of the series, whole goal of everything that I was doing, to help you own and monetize your authentic self. That actually kind of morphed into the mind of an entrepreneur to kind of tweak it more for business people. And I was working with the sister, and she started stealing things from the authenticity coach, which is me, and my life experiences and these unique set of circumstances that helped me put that together. And I remember I would see her teaching. She'd post on the blogs and on the internet, different shows, and I can't remember what it was. That it was something my mother used to say growing up that I used to say all the time. I can't remember it right now. At the top of my coaching sessions, and and she started saying it, and I told her, I said, "How you just gonna get on the show with me and we working together on these programs and you stealing my exact word?" And she said, "Oh no, I learned this she said, I learned this at a class I took at such and such college." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "If you had said, I know your mother's a Black woman and my mom is a Black woman and my mama used to say something similar, because we do that in the Black community," I would have said, okay. But you're going to flat out lie and tell me that you learned it when you was pursuing your degree from some white folks. And I know it ain't. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. I used to use this example of how my mother never wanted us to be followers. Two things you would get your backside whooped for in our house was lying and being a follower. And so I would use those examples. She pushed us to be our own selves and to be creative. And she'd tell us, "I don't raise no followers." And we get a whooping if we was just doing stuff just because somebody else was doing it. She started saying that happened to her. And she started saying that. But I remember her telling me she didn't even grow up with any parents. But she started saying that happened to her. So I know what Kat is talking about. I know that feeling. And so when I saw this video I'm about to show y'all, where this devil goes around the world and he steals our stuff and makes it popular, and we believe him. And what do? We go, well, that's how you make a lot of money. You steal from other people. And then we go out and do it. But really, it's our creativity that is our currency. But we done forgot all about creating. We sitting at home overthinking and worrying and, oh my God, how I'm going to do this, because we're scared to be creative. And we're scared to be creative in two ways. One, because the art of creativity has all but been taken away from us. We really only create under duress. And even under duress, they steal from us. But I want you to see this. I'm going to show this. I'm going to take myself off the screen. When we are doing what Cat Williams described that these other comics have done, which is we steal somebody's creativity, verbatim and act like it's ours and don't give anybody credit. And we don't even break the person off. We don't donate to a charity that they say they love. I'm like, the woman who was stealing from me, I'm like, damn, sis, give me a check for Savings Day or something if you just gonna take my stuff. Because sometimes a person may have a bigger platform than you. They may find a way to improve what it is that you're doing. But come on, y'all, you got to give credit where credit is due. Do not become baby devils. He cannot create. He can only destroy and steal. He don't create because he can't create. Stop looking at the next person. And so real quick, before I show this video, it's the difference between being motivated by somebody and liking what they do and saying, man, that really inspired me. Let me do what I can do. So we may draw inspiration from the same place. But when you flat out just jack my stuff, and when you flat out just take what somebody else is doing and you go forget them. See, this is what the white man does to us. He goes to Africa. He goes into our indigenous communities throughout South America. He takes our stuff and says, F y'all. You ain't got no say so in it. You can't sue me for it. It's in the public domain, but you know you stole it. And I'm harping on this because we got to stop being like him. We got to stop. So I want y'all to check this out. We're going to watch this video. And I'll be right back on the other side. Oh, give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see.
Tapestry of global fashion, where colors dance and patterns weave stories of heritage and identity, one undeniable truth emerges. African fashion exudes vibrancy and style to such an extent that it serves as a source of inspiration for European fashion. Its trove of colors, intricate patterns, and timeless traditions have captivated hearts and minds across the globe, becoming a muse for designers seeking to capture its essence. Yet, amidst the awe-inspiring fusion of cultures, a disconcerting narrative emerges, casting a shadow on the creative landscape. Accusations have persisted for many years, suggesting that major luxury brands have appropriated and stolen iconic designs from African tribes. Welcome. This is Rain Smith, and you're watching the New Africa channel. African tribes boast a treasure of striking aesthetics, symbolic motifs, and ingenious craftsmanship nurtured over centuries. These tribes, with their unique cultural identities, have inspired and influenced countless designers, contributing to the tapestry of global fashion. Yet, the line between appreciation and appropriation can sometimes be blurred, leading to replicating or misrepresenting indigenous designs. For example, Louis Vuitton, a prominent luxury brand, has faced accusations of purportedly appropriating elements from the Kwile Mask of Africa to create its iconic monogram. While it remains debatable whether this resemblance is a mere coincidence or a deliberate source of inspiration for the brand, undeniable similarities exist between the two. In another instance, the Louis Vuitton damier bean pattern has been associated with the formal attire of the Cuba chief from the Congo Kingdom in Africa. The origins of this design and its relationship to the Cuba tribe have ignited discussions regarding potential cultural appropriation. Another notable example pertains to the Versace Greco print, which has been linked to cultural motifs of both the Cuba tribe and the Funbam tribe in Cameroon. Assertions have been made that the print takes inspiration from these tribes' distinctive cultural elements and designs. The Maasai people of Kenya and Tanzania represent a powerful symbol of tribal Africa, but unfortunately, their cultural identity has increasingly become a target for imitation. Numerous companies worldwide have been exploiting the iconic cultural brand of the Maasai, aiming to add a veneer of exoticism to their products and boost sales. One particularly recognizable example can be traced back to Louis Vuitton's 2012 spring and summer men's collection. The collection featured hats, shirts, and scarves inspired by the Maasai shuka, a traditional African blanket characterized by vibrant shades of red and blue. In West Africa, the The famous Ghana Must-Go bags originated in 1983 when the Nigerian government ordered Ghanaians who were residing illegally to leave the country. These individuals had little time to gather their belongings, so they packed their belongings into large checkered bags. These bags became known as Ghana Must-Go bags or Ghanaian sacks. Years later, in 2013, the French fashion brand Celine incorporated the distinctive print of these bags into their autumn collection. This was supposedly done as a tribute to the movement and its significance. The collection featured various garments such as coats, shirts, skirts, and handbags adorned with black, red, and white, as well as blue, red, and white checkered prints. In 2007, the Ethiopian Intellectual Property Office demanded compensation from British fashion designer Matthew Williamson for replicating the Habesha Kemis, a traditional garment worn by Ethiopian women. The office expressed their discontent with Williamson's actions, emphasizing the cultural significance of these dresses, which embody the heritage, faith, and national pride of the Ethiopian people. The group firmly stated that nobody should have the right to appropriate and claim ownership of these designs. The process of design can be complex, as two individuals may draw inspiration from a shared source and inadvertently create similar designs. However, the challenge arises when it comes to African culture and designs, which possess a distinctiveness that sets them apart. It is important to acknowledge that people from different races and nationalities should have the freedom to explore and appreciate various cultures. Nevertheless, issues arise when fashion brands utilize designs and unique patterns from other cultures without proper acknowledgement of their origins and further claim them as their own. Do you think designers should be free to use patterns and designs from other cultures without reference to their origins? Let us know what you think in the comments. Be sure.
See, all I'm saying is just give the people credit for it. Write a check. If I was a designer and I went to Africa and said, you know what, I like that. I think that's something we can mass produce. I would involve the culture in that reproduction. I would make sure that they're participating and in front of some checks. Give them credit. Name it after them, but you're just stealing. I got other videos I could show. I have another video where I was going to show how many African artifacts are in the Queen of England's vault. African diamonds, the largest African diamonds and sapphires in the world in the vault. So don't be like this. It changes the narrative. Let me know what y'all think. Talk to me in the chat about this. Now I know. Yeah, that's where they come from, sis. That's why we are attracted to them. See, here's the other part of it. We're attracted because it's from us. It's like a modern take on our culture. So who's some of the biggest consumers of some of these brands? It's us, because we're innately attracted to those colors, those styles, those patterns. And don't get me wrong, Allah always uses technology to advance civilization. So if somebody takes something from your culture and uses technology meaning new designs or whatever, and pushes it forward, that's fine. But then everybody needs to eat off of it. I'm sorry. If you're a comedian and you done stole Cat Williams' joke or somebody else's, Don D.C. Curry's joke or whoever's joke it was, that if you done stole the damn joke, then you need to cut them a check. Or if you feel like, no, I ain't cutting them no check because I don't really like them, because that's what the white man has taught us. We're going to steal from you, but then we're not going to like you. Once we destroy you, then we're not going to like you. And then if we don't like you, nobody else is going to like you, and you ain't going to get no money. But God is in charge. Because remember, there's just God's side and the other side, like Brother Cat said. So what would you do? Okay, this designer, they stole the Ethiopian kind of cultural dress. And the Ethiopian government said, cut the check. Either cut the check or stop doing it. See, to me, if you're making millions of dollars off this brand, then a percentage of your proceeds need to go back to the culture that created it. Y'all need to start feeding Africa and feeding African Americans. You know how much money they owe us? You know how many inventions that we have come up with that, and we didn't come up with them on our own. We really just came up with them because we were the workers. We was tired and wanted to find a new way to do it so it would be easier on us. And then y'all take it, and y'all patent it, you trademark it, you copyright it, you sell it. Then you come in, you steal it, which is all you know how to do. And you either destroy it or you just keep elevating it forward. You go hire some more Black people, and then we keep pushing it forward. We in the labs all around the country. You owe us. You owe us some money. Meanwhile, we over here stressed out, overthinking, worried, can't get access to checks that we should have been had. It's a slave mentality, and we have to stop doing it. If somebody's doing something and you say, you know what, I really like that. Give them credit. Give them credit. I'm always quoting Tom Burrell, Mother Tynetta, Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Give them credit. It don't take nothing away from you, because you may do it better than them. Or you may do it in a way that's more attractive than they do it, but you need to give credit where credit is due. And not only do you need to give credit, cut that check if you're getting paid off of it. Maybe you don't give them all your check, but you got to give up something. You got to write a check. Don't sit around here stealing from us and then ignoring us while we walking around raggedy, poor, naked, and out of doors. Can't even develop our own history. We trying our best. And what are we doing? Where's this how have they tricked us out of trillions of dollars a year? What is it, $1 trillion that Black people are spending power? How do they trick us out of that? With all of these brands that speak to our soul, to our subconscious, the advertising, the colors, the patterns. And so when we become big dogs in whatever industry, we decide, I'm just going to do what the white man did. And I'm going to steal and lie too. It's wrong. All the other stuff that Kat was talking about, that's their business and that's his story. But this one, I said, that right there is egregious. Because you don't know what that man is going through. You may see a man on the platform, on the train, and he doing something, you just gonna go steal it? And that man is homeless? You don't know what that man is going through. But even if the man got billions of dollars, it ain't yours. It's like walking into a play. My staff I used to tell them, I say, you know what? If you came in my office and you took this pen, you just stole from me. Now it's petty. We don't usually talk about people stealing ink pens, but your mentality should be such that it ain't mine. It don't belong to me. Let me leave it where it is. And then if I forget and bring it back, let me put it back where it belongs. I used to put certain things around. I said, I'm just going to see how many people just going to take it. And that's what people do. It's like, it's okay. Let me just take it. Because then once we start mimicking this devil that's out here who cannot create, who only can destroy and steal, once we start mimicking this lifestyle, and let me tell you something, this guarding against this stuff, it's not colors. It's not colored. So you better not make it black and white. You better not say white people this, black people that. You better say, like our brother Kat said, there's God's side and the other side. So you better say these people on the other side, because our people are so brainwashed, they'll come up and be looking like you, but have the mind of the devil. They from the other side. They might just look like you. So we got to have more discernment. I used to like to live in this la la land where I didn't have to think about that. I didn't have to worry about it. But let me tell you something. The last 3-4 years, Allah has opened my mind to so many things and showed me so much stuff that I can honestly say I didn't want to learn. I didn't want to see certain things in people. I didn't want to learn certain things about people. I remember one night crying, saying, Allah, why you can't just let me go through my own little la la land like I've been doing? He said, no, because we got a nation to build. We got generational wealth to push forward. We got a kingdom of righteousness to usher in. You can't go lay down in the bunker and eat your survival food and forget about the rest of the world. Because I'm not putting this knowledge in you for that. This is God talking to me. So yeah, save up, save your money, preserve your food. But you ain't going to lay down in the bunker. You too smart for that. I done put too much of myself in you. So you're going to have to get out here and be that bottom rail that gets raised to the top. And in order to be qualified for that, these kind of behaviors, we got to come up out of it. I don't care how much money you might have right now. You might say, well, I'm good. I got millions of dollars. Guess what? If somebody gave it to you, they're going to take it away from you. And you still going to be stuck having to figure out this mentality that you got. So that was the download that Allah gave to me when I was asking not to have to deal with this because it's so ugly. He said, no, this happened a few years ago. Get your beans, save your beans, preserve your food, can you some food, freeze up some food, put your survival kit together, but get your head together. Because you might be in the bunker for a minute per se, but you're going to be out here because I done put too much of myself in you. I was having this conversation with myself. I was having this conversation another time with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I was like, dear Holy Apostle, this, and this. Complain about this exact same thing. Just before I was about to go to sleep, I went into this Zen-like state and I started floating. And he wasn't nice to me. He said, you go, use your name, use your face, open your mouth. He said, you got a name now, don't you? It was right after the minister had just named me. Because see, Allah had already warned me while I was complaining like, no, you're not going to get to just chill in the bunker. We done put too much of ourselves in you. You know how to do too much. So you're going to have to get in shape. You're going to have to figure out how to survive. You're going to have to figure out how to make it because you're going to be out here helping us to establish the kingdom. And I can give you so many more examples when I've gotten that as a download from Allah, when I've gotten that as feedback from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, without even talking about the subject. So I don't run my life like that. I'm not getting ready to be somewhere cower down, hover down. It's world takeover time. How are we going to do that? We're going to get these minds together. And the first thing we got to stop doing is being damn thieves. Stop stealing people's intellectual property, their concept. Stop being devils. The devil cannot create. He can only steal and destroy. That's why he don't create, because he can't. Why does he steal? Why does he put you in a position where he can take your styles and everything from you? Everybody's doing it. Why does he do it? Because he can't create no more dances. Why they got the brothers doing the Baltimore strut or the people doing the Baltimore strut all over TikTok and YouTube? Because they don't have no Baltimore strut. I'm just using that as an example. Why are you singing and dancing? Why they got Whitney Houston and Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia on here on the internet analyzing their jaw structure and how they move their tongue when they speak and how their head is tilted or not tilted or move when they sing? Because they studying it so they can do it and steal it and teach their people. But the beautiful thing, what we say, Islam comes after all else fails. See, we go to God after everything else done failed. Instead of proactively creating, okay, we wait until our back is against the wall. We wait till we depressed to create the blues. We wait till we sad to create that beautiful love song. Wait till he leave us before we create the love song. We wait till she leave before we start begging like Lenny Williams and create a beautiful love song. So even as we talk Thursday, even out of our weaknesses, even out of our challenges, God still weaves that into our blessings. Weaves it right into our blessings. He takes our weaknesses. He said, I know they don't create. So I'm going to make them go through something so they can create something. And he weaves that right into the blessings. But they give us sometimes a little Hall of Fame trophy. You know, you got people like Elvis Presley, like, oh, I'm just going to take all their songs. What's her name? Big Mama Thornton. She was the first one that did the Hound Dog song. Nobody even hardly know who Big Mama Thornton is. If I play Big Mama Thornton right now, y'all be like, who is she? Yeah. Even if I showed you a video where she's singing this song in the 1930s and 40s, and y'all know Elvis didn't sing it till the 50s or 60s, y'all would still say she copying off Elvis. You got brothers like Muddy Waters and B.B. King and Big Mama Thornton playing the guitar. And all of a sudden, now we got rock and roll. You got Mick Jagger and the Beatles. I ain't mad at y'all. Get your inspiration, but give us credit and cut that check. I got a sister in the Coalition of Black House Museums who's Muddy Waters' great-granddaughter. She over here getting grants and struggling, trying to get a museum open. And you got a whole industry, a whole $1 billion industry built off the way he taught these people how to play the guitar. Y'all can't cut her no check. We were just talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as the father of Black consciousness. I'm going to go this far. There'd be no hip hop if it was not for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his ministers in New York, Malcolm X and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, his ministers in New York raising conscious people who had children that became the Africa Bambatas and the Grandmaster Flashes and the pioneers of hip hop. There'd be no $1 billion hip hop industry were it not for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you got your sister over here liquidating her life to make sure that a museum is erected to uplift this man's name. Cut the check, people. Stop stealing and cut the check. That's all I'm saying. There's thieves in the temple. Who said that? Prince. Thieves in the temple tonight, and we got to get them up out of there. Stop stealing. It's just God's side and the other side. All right, y'all. I think y'all should be done with this overthinking, right? Okay, I see Sister Alita put the purple hearts. That's right. For Prince, that's right. Shout out to Prince. He been trying to tell us. That's right, Brother Lamont. They did the same thing to Jimi Hendrix. Sandra D said, yes, yes, thieves. Super Sam Clark with that guitar. That's what I'm talking about. Old Beg and Lenny Williams. He had to lose his woman before he made a hit song. But what was we creating before then? I'm just saying. I hope y'all get the point. Let me know in the chat if y'all get the point and how some of these behaviors that we've been brainwashed into thinking are okay, that we got to stop doing. We got to stop being fake. In 2024, we got to stop being phony. You got to stop just trying to get a good grade on the test. There it is. There it is, Super Sam Clark. They studying Deion Sanders, who's taking college football by storm. Look at Shannon Sharp. Brother is creative. Created this show, Club Shay Shay. He killing the game. He's shutting them down. Even the white podcasters who got favor on YouTube and all these podcast platforms, they not out. They don't have viewership bigger than our brother Shannon Sharp. Keep going, brothers and sisters. Keep going. Keep being creative. Stop. Here's another brainwashing thing I'm going to say. We got a few minutes left. When we grew up, and I know I'm a victim of this. I grew up, I always got good grades. Okay. I was always a smart little girl. I was always the gifted one. I was full-blown reading at 3-4 years old. 4 years old, I remember fully being able to read. I don't know when I started it or how I started. But 4 years old, I remember being able to read and spell and all that. I remember my mother talking to somebody, and I was always nosy and I was always ear hustling. And I'm sitting there next to her, and she said, oh yeah, my mom just made a good point. I'm gonna come back to that. And she was spelling. And I remember thinking to myself, why is she spelling? Because I already knew how to spell. So I always checked the right box and got the good grades on the test. But what happens when that becomes part of the brainwashing? When you get out here and you need to be able to be creative, to open your business and do something new and do something different, you can't break out of the idea that you want to get the good grade. Most of us live a mediocre, regular life because we really just scared, because we really just finally want to get a good grade on the test. Some of us feel, well, I'm not that smart. I don't know how to do it. I just stay in my lane. Yeah, because you're scared of getting outside the lane because you don't want them to say you ain't that smart, you got an F. That's why a lot of us are phony. That's why we don't want to talk, because we always want to be right. That's why a lot of us are liars, because we don't want to be real. We don't want to keep it real. That's why a lot of us never go all the way in. Most of us never commit to a relationship, to a friendship. We ain't never really down for nobody or nothing, because we too scared we're going to get hurt, and too scared we're not going to get the good grade on the test. Mom made a point. She said back in the day, jitneys that they now call Uber, neighborhood paddleball now called pickleball. Okay, fine. You use the technology, you advanced it. Jitneys weren't on the app. Now the Uber is on the app. But give the credit to the brothers in the hood. I remember getting in trouble and taking the jitney. But I remember my mom was about to spank us, and I took my little smart butt. I was about 7 outside and got in the jitney and went down to my grandmother's house. And I remember my grandmother was on the porch with that long cord, the phone with the long cord, and I heard her say, oh, here she come now. She pulling up now. They was acting like I was a grown person. I don't know. My mother must have called and said I was missing or I was gone or something. I don't know. But yes, your mom, good point. Back in the day, the jitneys that they now call Uber and the neighborhood paddleball they now call pickleball. It's fine. Use the technology to advance it, but give credit where credit is due. A lot of times you can't give credit because you didn't erase the history, so you don't know who came up with it. You don't know where it originated. And if you do, you know where you stole it from. So give credit from where you stole it from. And stop erasing our history so that you don't have to give us credit. Y'all see the trick? Y'all see the tricknology? So it's like, oh no, Sister Sajdah, you can't put up no museum for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because we can ready to steal all that knowledge, all that civilization, all that supreme wisdom, and we're going to pretend like it's ours. But if you put the museum up, we're going to have to give credit. So we got to finance this kind of stuff. We got to support. This is deeper, y'all. And that's why I'm grateful for Brother Cat Williams. Shout out to Brother Cat, who, by the way, said he was at Mosque 26. I think it was San Francisco or Oakland. One of them. This is the door. These teachings are the door. I'm telling you one last thing. I was talking to my friend and former business partner, Dr. Dormo, yesterday, and he was saying, you know what? He said, I think the only way out of this for us is for us to adopt the teachings of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister. Yeah. I said, yeah. I'm just on the phone like, yeah. Because this is what's going to teach you how to think. This is what's going to unravel the brainwashing and take your mind out of becoming a dark-skinned white person, stealing people's stuff, acting like you didn't steal it. Come on, man. That's what we talk about. But you ain't conscious if you doing that. Consciousness ain't just black. See, we think it's just black power ungawa. It ain't just black. If you a thief, you a thief. So it's God's side and the other side. Because so many black people now have become devils, even though it's not your original nature, but you doing a good job at mimicking him. So we can't just, I done met plenty of Trojan horses that I seen them and I said, oh, it's a sister. I remember when we first started working on the museum, I said, oh, the alderman, she a sister. Okay. On the South Side, sister. Okay. Black power. Whole total Trojan horse. Okay, I'm going to get off of it, y'all. Okay, what we got here, brother? He said having the fixed mindset instead of a growth mindset where we look at mistakes as opportunities to learn. Yes. And yes, thieves. Yep, studying Deion Sanders. That one right there. That one right there. They studying this brother and his sons because he's reproduced beautiful children, his sons and his daughter. They're beautiful. And so they're studying how he reproduced that and reproduced himself. I just pray that the brother ends up being okay and that we understand what's happening and what we see. And sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. Sandra D said copycat. Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. I seen some people saying, well, we can't be tearing each other down as black people. But when them black people is acting just like white people, you got to call that behavior out. And I can't even say acting just like white people no more. You a damn devil. You acting just like the devil from 6,000 years ago. You acting just the way Yaqub made him, but you black. You got to start calling a spade a spade. Stop that. Stop controlling people. Stop destroying people. Stop stealing from people. Stop turning your back on people and not supporting. Go all in for somebody. Go all in and love somebody. And when somebody does it for you, pay it back and pay it forward. Live by example. All right, family. Praise be to Allah. Okay, look, we should be done with this overthinking. We're going into the new series, which is going to be building the economy. I'm going to start that inshallah next Thursday. Stay tuned. I'm going to send out a note later today about how you can advertise in Virtue Today magazine for Savior's Day. It's a great way to get your product or service out there to people. We're gonna talk about that. What else? Make sure you support, hit the like button, like. Make sure you share this, show these algorithms that even if they tripping on cultural and black things. I was listening to Godfrey, the comedian, the other day. Shout out to Godfrey. And he said that they be tripping on black people and people of culture on these platforms. This is why we got to work on our own platform. But in the meanwhile, in between while, we can unite and we can defy these algorithms. So Cash App, Sajdah Enterprises to support the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share. Tell somebody. Just tell everybody. Tell one person to subscribe to this channel. So, all right, family. Don't listen. Start today. If you are recovering devil, or we all recovering brainwashed people, we need a terminology for that. Some of y'all, let's get creative. We're recovering brainwashers and brainwashees. We're recovering addicts of this lifestyle, this culture, this way of thinking and being. When you get your back up against the wall, don't decide that your only option is to steal, kill, or destroy. Be like a God. Identify as a God. Somebody was talking to me one time. We were in Houston about whether or not they put male or female. I said, I identify as a God. I'm a woman. I'm she, but I'm a God. So when your back is against the wall, don't steal, destroy, kill, fraud. Be like God and create and reproduce and create your way up out of it. Stop laying back in the cut trying to be safe in your bunker. Chaos going on, but you got wisdom. What you gonna be in the bunker with the entire Holy Quran that you know in your head, all the supreme wisdom in your head? Why give it to you if you just gonna be in there and you ain't gonna go out and save nobody? How do you sit up on this knowledge and then you don't use it? But then you want to talk about everybody else who's using it. Don't get me started. Listen, I'm on one today because we got to stop. We really, really got to stop. We got to support one another. We got to be down for one another. Listen, if you in my circle and I know you and I love you, you tell me something's going on with you, something that's happening, I'm right there. Let me see if I can move some things around. I'm right there, what you need. Each and every person that's on my platform, I send out energy before I get on the show to pray for you. If you in my circle and I talk to you, I pray for you. I pray that Allah blesses you. I'm always trying to see what can I do to help this person. If it's tweak their mindset, give them a couple dollars, whatever I can do to help this person get to that next level, I'm going to be found doing it. Hey, you know what? You may not want to think about it this way, but try this. And it's people in the chat that know me that have either had sessions with me or who know me personally will tell you that I will do that. Let's do that. Let's be down for one another. Let's stop worrying about whether or not we're getting a good grade on a stupid test that they need to do away with anyway. And let's start learning and growing and creating. Some of us still walking around with that grammar school mindset. Let me just try to get an A on the test. I got to make sure. What test? Okay, so you get the A on the test and do what? You still a regular person. You still ain't saving no lives. You still ain't elevating. You still ain't helping nobody. I'm addicted to helping people's dreams come true. I love that, to the point where I have to sit down and figure out, let me make sure I charge, because that's how much I love it. I would do it if I didn't get paid for it. I do it on this show, and I ask for Cash App and go, okay, Sajdah Enterprises, but that's just how I'm wired. But so what? You get the good grade on the test. So what? You finally doing good. You just gonna live your little mediocre life. You still ain't saving no lives. You still ain't being a God. You still ain't being a creator. You just in limbo. And if your back get against the wall because you're not practicing and building your creativity muscle, you're gonna steal, you're gonna lie, you're gonna be a thief, you're gonna kill somebody. All right. Sandra said, for real, for show, excellent show, sister. Praise be to Allah. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be a God and create and reproduce. That's what gods do. We create, we reproduce, we multiply, we add. All right. Sister Alicia said the best show on YouTube. All right, Sister Alicia, I pray everything is going well with all your projects. Okay, family. So with that, support the Honorable Elijah Muhammad House. I think the website is going to be back up this week. But if you decide that you want a coin, all you got to do is email me, sajdahhouse@gmail.com. And what I'll do is, and put that in the chat, what I'll do is I'll just have you send it over via Zelle or Cash App. You can still get your coin. You can still support. If you forget, you can just go to supportsajdahhouse.com. Put that in here. All right, supportsajdahhouse.com. You can do it that way. You can Cash App, you can Zelle, but make sure that you support. All right, family. Let me put the Cash App up here in case y'all too slow and can't see it going across the bottom. Yeah, I'm not scared to ask for money. Closed mouth don't get fed. And a person who don't move, if you don't hustle, you can't get nothing in this world, because people will steal from you and make their money and won't even think about cutting you a check. So, all right, family. I love y'all. I'm off of it. I'm done. But let's move forward. Let's do better. Okay. My schedule is open now for 2024. If you want to book your coaching or consulting session, all you got to do is click the link in the bio and you can get yourself scheduled. You can pay for it and get going. Get you a coach in 2024, a coach with receipts. somebody that can help unravel this demonic thinking pattern that has taken over the entire world. We can wrap the world around our little finger, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, with the right supreme wisdom, and with his supreme wisdom, with the right knowledge and with supreme wisdom. All right, family, peace and blessings.